So hi guys, I'll show you this afternoon some unnecessary stuff again. So I'll be making a plant hanger for, by the way guys, tip, if you're gonna crochet a jute, or I don't know if this is abaka, wear a face mask because it's so abog. For yung Hoya ko na nangatagak, cause before I used a cotton yarn to make a plant hanger, but the thing is, dahil siguro matagal na, and then with the constant rain, lately the plant hanger naging basta na naguba siya, so yung Hoya ko nangatagak. It was also a good time to repot my Hoyas. I got them siguro like January. Should I be talking about plant care ng Hoya? Because I have Hoya for probably months already. Not 1 year, but siguro mga more than 6 months. And then, so when I first learned Hoya, when I got that yung single heart, they call it single heart Hoya, yung Hoya carry. Yung parang heart na you can easily find them being sold together with succulents or cactus. So the first thing I thought about it was, oh, it's like some sort of a succulent. So it's so cute no good because it's hard. So I bought, the first one I bought was, I think, a stall in Ayala. There was like a plant shop in Ayala, and it was like I think probably not 250, but something like 150 at the time. It's like, oh, 150 is really like an expensive plant already. And then I was like excited to show it to Angel, and she's like, oh my god, Rose, it's scam. So the single heart Hoya actually will not become a full plant, though it will live for a while. I think I have mine for months until I try to experiment on it. I like exposing its stem, blah blah blah, to see if I can like grow it into plant. And so there it went dead. So sayang, because I could have a token of my being oh, I don't want to say stupid, because a lot of people are buying that one single heart Hoya. The Hoya, I think that's called Carry. So that's how I get acquainted with Hoya, because I searched about Hoya and then I realized that it's such a very huge, how do you call that, genus or species or whatever. And before, the ones I saw or I met online that collects Hoya are really serious people, so it's kind of intimidating. So I thought I probably need to have some experience to care for Hoya. But anyway, Hoya plants are kind of like a few to find in Cebu. So whenever I find a nice lush, not really lush, but a nice spot of Hoya that are for sale, I bought them without really thinking or giving much thought about it. So I think I ended up with a few Hoyas that are the same. No one can specifically say what Hoya is that, because we need to wait for it to flower. But no, I have not experienced any flower yet from the Hoya I got. So is it a beginner plant? I could say, if you have a tree or something to hang it on under, you can consider it as a beginner plant. But if you have like a place that you can't hang it, I feel like it's kind of like, how do you call that, not really tricky, but it's like it will not gonna look happy. So a lot of like vlogs are displaying Hoya as like an indoor plant, which is, of course, it's definitely possible to have it as indoor plant. But if it's like, you're an outdoor person, you're an outdoor person. I mean, so my point is like, just consider it like a plant that is an outdoor plant or outdoorsy plant. So like an outdoorsy person, it loves to be outdoors and it wants to climb and trail. So just like just put it like under a tree, and then it will just do its thing. I mean, how it works for me is that I don't really get so particular with the medium I planted them on, but I get more particular on the space and giving them a how do you call that, something to climb on. So they do very well if I put them under a tree, and then they'll just like go crazy shooting their how do you call this, their tendrils. So this one is really like looking for something to climb, so that's why I need to hang this already. I just newly got this. I think this is Hoya booty. So I tried to get Hoyas that are endemic or native to Philippines. Well, wala lang, nothing, but I think the most popular ones are the heart ones and the Hindu rope. The Hoyas that is like mostly talked about on YouTube vloggers, they're like the carnosa, the pink carnosa, those kind. But there are a lot of Hoya. So guys, it's raining outside, so dibatid ko sa sud. So another tip I can share to you, or it's not tip but more of like another observation I made about Hoya, is that they kinda, for them to like grow rapidly, or however you call it, is that you need to feel them secure. So when I first got Hoya cuttings, I noticed like they're just gonna start like this, then it might take months for it to adjust. Like they just like stay like that for maybe months, and then the tendency is you're gonna keep looking at it. So I feel like it gets disturbed. Sige yung kwaon tanawon, but I don't think they mind also. But I feel like when they stayed like this, they're like just trying to like how do you call that, process or assess their surroundings. And I feel like once they kind of like, maybe they also have their roots, they have developed the roots or whatever they're trying to develop. I think even with the fully grown Hoya, I noticed that they will really like, for a while they'll stay just like stagnant or like doing nothing, but then after a while they will shoot a sort of like a tiny tendril like this. It will start like this. They will just like shoot a tiny tendril like this. And I feel like this is trying to like go around, because sometimes you will think, I thought before that it's a runner, or they're echulating, like they're trying to look for sun, but actually I feel like this is they try to scout the area, and then I feel like once they feel that it's okay, the leaves will follow. It might like produce a lot of runner, or this is not runner but more of like a how do you call this? I don't have like a stem, like a long stem for a while, and then I guess once they feel like they're in a safe environment, or they feel like they found something like they can like attach to, or they feel like they're secure, then the leaves will follow, and then they will just like burst like go around until you can't control them. But if they like, and I also noticed like after like trailing a lot, and then when something like they get disturbed, or maybe there's like they kind of like being moved always, not really moved, but for example they attach on a branch that is like agianan og tao, masisiyag move. The tendency is like this tip will die, the tip will die, and then it's nothing to worry about because I think they are trying to reassess, and then they will just like shoot a new branch or new stem somewhere there, or a new branch will just like grow from the dead end. And so that's one of the things I observe about Hoya. So as much as possible, based on my experience, I try not to move the Hoyas a lot. I really have no way of the proper sizing, so I just kind of like fit it and then crochet along with it. So also another tip, if you want to buy, do I advise cuttings? If you are really super new to Hoya, it's better to buy the established one and then just like learn from it on how their behavior. So yeah, there probably something I need to share with you when buying Hoya is that there are like terms like there's the cutting, and then the other one is rooted cutting. So cutting is much cheaper, of course. If I don't know if you still can find like 50 per cuttings. And then next is the rooted cutting. It's just like the the cuttings they put in soil, and that's it, a rooted cutting. I don't know how sellers determine when to sell a rooted cutting, but I'm guessing maybe 2 weeks to a month. And then yeah, and then the other one, as I told you, the established usual, the whole pot thing kind of plant. Yes, that's of course that's the more expensive. I think probably well, as I mentioned, as well-established Hoya will probably around take 6. So guys, I'll give you an update sa ginawa kong crochet na plant hanger. So here it is. So there. Wala lang. Actually, you can actually just put a string here and there and then hang it. But then, you know, being a hooker, we gotta hook. I mean, hooker's gonna hook. So here's my crochet hanger. So hopefully they will shoot tendrils soon. This is like the easiest way to like boost a Hoya to grow. I mean, for me, that's how I noticed when I let them hang under a tree. So see, this is what I mean by this one, the tendrils. Yeah, I try not to like, how do you call that, disturb them, because I feel like if they get disturbed, they kind of like killed itself, but they will just grow another tendril again, back again. To happy Halloween. So I guess that's it. I think we're done. So stay safe. Bye.